Welcome back everybody. Hope you liked the other video. Um, in this tutorial we're going to be doing the base paint. Okay, we're going to be painting the entire car. I'm going to teach you everything in a series of videos, but for this one we're only going to learn how to use the base paint. Okay, so when we've bought a new car on Iracing, we obviously have to get to the paint shop, go to the paint shop, and then we download the template. And then once we have downloaded the template, then we can use Gimp and we can open Gimp. Okay, we can open Gimp, then we will go to our template and we can just open our template into Gimp. Okay, so Gimp uses various layers. I don't want to get too technical with it in the very first video, but for you to get the base paint, you have to get to the base layer. So you will be going over here. You go down to the base layer. Okay. Now there are various ways you can choose the color of your car. Firstly, you want to choose the bucket fill tool. Okay. So what that does is, over here you choose your color. So you're going to choose a color. Now you can choose any color you want. If you want a red one, you can go up there, choose a red one. If you want a green one, you can go over there. So basically, I think I actually want to choose a blue one. Okay, and then you can choose whichever shade of blue you want. You go to your bucket tool, you press OK, choose your base paint. You have to select the base paint, and then you just do that. You just click on there, and then that will put the base layer for your car. Okay, so maybe that's a little dark, so you want it a little bit lighter. So you can move the slider to a little bit lighter, press OK, bucket tool, and choose that. Okay, if you don't like this particular color and you want to go back to your previous color, you go to Edit, Undo Bucket Fill, then it goes back to the previous one. Okay, so when choosing your base paint color, you will come here, you will choose whichever one you want, and you can use that. Let's say I want a different shade of blue. Okay, you'll go here, press OK, choose the bucket fill, and you can choose that color. Okay, so I want to change that color. I like that color, so I want to keep that color. So we're going to use this color for our tutorial. We're going to go to File, Save As. I'm just going to call it Tutorial. Okay, where I want it, my desktop, chill games, tutorial. Okay, we're going to use that one. We're going to overwrite it. Okay, so that is how you would choose a base color. Another way you can use it is, if you know the hex code, every color has a hex code, every shade of every color. You can put the hex code in there. So what I normally do is, I will open up Explorer and I will choose blue hex codes. Okay, then you'll go to Images, and I will get something like this that I really like. Okay, and then we can, let's say I really like Cobalt 1338BE, 1338BE. Then you can go here, 1338BE. Okay, you can choose that color. Go to base paint, and there's our new color. That is the color that we just looked at over here, 1338BE. So what I do is I actually copy all of these. I've got a folder on my desktop over here. Okay, I've got colors, so I've got blue over here. So I will have them all on here. So what I generally do is I open up the colors in a different tab on Gimp. Okay, now what you can do is, I don't want to keep having to use the hex codes. I find that very, very hard. It's laborious. So what you can do is you can use this little icon here. This is the color picking tool. So let's say I say, oh, that's a nice color. I use the color picking tool. I click on that, go back to my car, click on the base paint, and that's that. I say, no, I don't really like that color. I want to choose something a little lighter. We go back to this window, I choose our color picking tool, choose the color we want. You'll see that it changes. Go back to our car, go back to our bucket fill, and we can choose that color. Now if I really like this color, I will save it, because we don't want to make changes to our car and it's not saved, because then you have to go X amount of steps back to your last save position. So what Gimp does is, every color that you've used, it starts off here and then it goes backwards. So the very latest one that I've used will be that one. The previous one is stored there. The one before that is stored there. And then it just keeps on going. So it saves about 12 different colors that you've used. Okay, so it's very advisable to go and search hex codes. If you want green, choose green hex codes. If you want blue, choose blue hex codes, and save these to your computer. It makes it much easier when choosing colors, because you can just import it, use the color picking tool, choose whichever color you want, like this one, choose the bucket, go back to the car, and you can choose it. And if you don't like this, you can just go back to the previous color there, and you back to the previous color, and then we save it. So that is basically how you would do the base paint. Okay, everything is done from the base paint, but remember, you have to select it down here. There is another tool you can use, is the paintbrush tool. Okay, so if you right click on the paintbrush tool, you can have a paintbrush, a pencil, an airbrush, ink, or my brush. I don't actually use this very often. I don't use the paintbrush. I'll show you in a later video when I do use it. When I've imported something and I want to, let's say, let's choose a different color. Let's say that I want to make a line. Okay, but I don't want it to be on the rear over there. I want the line to stop there, so I've actually gone too far. What I'll do is I'll use the color picker, get the correct color of the car, use the paintbrush, and I will do that. That is basically what I use the paintbrush for. I don't really use it for line work because it's very jerky. It's not very straight, and it's very hard to actually paint straight lines. There are tools you can use, which I'll show you in later videos, to paint straight lines. So for today, we are just using the base paint. Okay, so let's say I've made a mistake. I'll choose the color picking tool. I choose the correct color, go back to the paintbrush, and there you go. Then you can get rid of your mistakes. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's say I do actually want to make a few little alterations. Let's just do this. Okay, when we're finished, we're going to save it. Okay, so for this tutorial, in the first episode, I just wanted to show you how to pick a color. Okay, remember, you got to be on base paint, you got to be on bucket tool. You can choose your color here, you can choose your color here, or you can import a hex code from the internet, or you can use a color picking tool. Okay, those are the ways you choose your base paint. Oh, I don't like that. Let's go back. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. So we are just going to save this quickly. Okay, so in the first tutorial, I said that we needed to use Photo P. So why do we need to use Photo P? The reason is that Gimp files have an XCF extension, sorry, a CXF extension. So you can't upload it into Trading Paints. So what you need is a TGA file or a PNG file. So that's where Photo P comes in. Okay, so we're going to go to Photo P. Going to go to Photo P. Sorry, go to Photo P. So now we've got our car design and we want to put it on the car. How do we do that? This is an XCF file. We want to go to Photo P, File, Open. We want to get our car design. Okay. Now we want to export as a PNG. Okay, we want to export it as a PNG because Trading Paints uses PNG. So we're going to go to Trading Paints. Okay, we're going to choose the McLaren. Oh, Evo. Okay. Choose new paint. Upload a paint. Okay. So we're going to upload a file, the PNG file. Okay. And there it is. That's how we get it into Trading Paints. So now we're going to go back to Iracing. I'm just going to save this for you. Save. Oh, sorry. It's the wrong file. File, save. Okay, let's get out of there. Now we're going to go back to Iracing. And we're going to have a look. So, I test drive. When I'm looking at my liveries, I always test drive at Lime Rock, and there's a reason for that. It's a very short track. It's 50 seconds to get around the track. So yes, you can go into a replay and you can pause it. You can look at your car. I prefer to look at the car from various angles. I like to watch it going around the track. Sometimes what you think looks good doesn't actually look that great on the track. Okay, so that's what I like to do. So just to cut a long story short, we are basically going to Iracing into Paint. We get the template for the car. We then open it with Gimp. We then choose our paint colors. We save it. Remember, that saves as an XCF file. We then open Photo P. We import it into Photo P, and then we export it as a PNG. And then the PNG file we will upload into Trading Paints. Okay, let me just put this on quickly. Okay, I'm just gonna, so normally I would do about 3 laps, but because we are just at the beginning stages and it's just the base paint, it's a bit of a waste of time. Okay, so let's go and have a look at our video, our car. Okay, so you can see that's our car with all the squiggles, all the little black squiggles. You can look at the various angles. Okay, so there's our car. So that's how you do the base paint. Okay guys, I'm going to leave this video there. If you are still watching and you are interested, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. I also upload iRacing videos weekly and things like that. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.